We're here at the round table with the legendary Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Rick Ross. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you coming out here today. Chop game, man.
My pleasure, man. You know, I've been trying to hook up with you for 2 years.
Yes, sir. We ran into each other at a cannabis cup, and I think I was on the back of a go-kart, and there was a bunch of kids chasing me, and we stopped. We chopped game. We exchanged numbers, and due to the game of number changing, we lost contact. So we're reunited here today to chop game. And
you said then that you had something for me. You was like, man, I got something for us. Me and you're going to do something together.
Got to do something because at the end of the day, people that have been affected by the game, there's less of us in position to win off the game. So as they're legalizing things with herb and it's becoming legal to do what we came up doing, the people that need to benefit are not benefiting as much as they need to.
Oh, no doubt. For sure. And that, you know, I'm fighting for that right now in L.A., you know, with the social equity.
Did you get a social equity?
Not yet. But
you need that.
They said they're going to get me one. You know, they said if anybody in L.A. should have one, I should have one. So,
bro, absolutely.
I'm going to hold them to that.
They have to because, like, and I've been preaching about it in all the interviews I've been doing from here to New York about the social equity program and that if you get rewarded a social equity a license, and if people are getting sick of me hearing it or sick of hearing it from me, it's because it's true and I have to preach it. Hold on to it and really use it the way it's supposed to be used. Don't let these big boys cash you out a little bit of money now because...
they're trying to cash out before they even get started.
I'm just watching it happen and it's sad.
Man, I know so many billionaires now. I never knew so many billionaires in my life. You know, it's like 4 billionaires and came up to me like, man, we buying the social equity program. We want you to be the face of it. And I'm like, what?
How's that even sound?
Yeah, like...
You're buying our social equity program and you want... It's like, okay.
And then, you know, the person who brought me in the game, they want me to separate from that person. Like, man, I don't get on, you know, we don't get on like that, man. It ain't about money with us. We just love the game, you know. It's about the hustle, the grind.
It's so fragmented now, too, because I'm not, you know, I'm only about to be 36 this year, but watching the game the way it is now and the way people are telling on themselves on the internet, the way people are just telling on each other in general when they get caught up. And just the game goofy shit that's going on in the game is just fucked up.
Man, it's crazy that you say that. And some of my partners just did a mockery of the game on a little movie. And dude started telling on his brother before he get in the police car. Police just leaned him up against the car, and he started telling, I can't go to jail. And he telling his partner, man, I ain't going to jail. We going to tell. So, you know, it's like they out here and they're enjoying all the benefits of the game, but they don't want to pay. Mm-mm. You know what I'm saying? You know, like when I went to jail, I understood that there was a price that could have to be paid, you know, for what you was doing. And you know, you have to be prepared to pay that price.
For sure. I mean, you know, back in the day when I was selling, you know, fucking around with the herb and started fucking with the herb, the cat I was fucking with was like, look, I fuck with herb because I'm down to do herb time. You know what I mean? I'm not selling guns because I'm not down for the gun time. And so you have to know what the consequences is. You know what you're fucking with.
And a lot of people don't do that.
Bro.
They don't think it that far through.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just see, oh, man, if I do this, I'm going to get some cars, I'm going to have some money,
I'm going to have a little
girls.
attention, get some bitches, but it's like that's not even what the whole goal is.
Like you don't know they go to prison for this shit.
Yeah,
you know, this motherfuckers doing real time for these crimes that they committed. You know, like you hear people bragging all the time, you know, about Big Meech, and you know they don't know Big Meech got 35 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's a long time.
It's a long fucking time.
And he was forced to take the 35 years because they was gonna give him life.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when you see young people and they bragging and they showing and you know and they flashing like, oh, I'm a dope dealer, and I'm like, wow, man, you don't even know what you're doing.
They got the game fucked up.
Yeah, because when you go to court and it's like when I went to court, they really had the only evidence they had was my informant who was telling, you know, they didn't have the pictures of the cars, they didn't have me with no money. Everything was just basically hearsay, but the feds can convict you on hearsay.
It's called conspiracy. They can say that
conspiracy.
You were going to do something and you were you were in the works of doing something. And that's what the biggest bullshit ever. And if you listen closely to what this man said, and this podcast episode's very special because you're gonna get real game. They didn't have a picture of him with no car. They didn't have no crazy, because they'll use that against you. If you're on the internet talking about, yeah, man, you see, I get it, man. You know, $300,000 Lamborghini with the
Done.
with the
Done. If they'd have had a picture with me holding 300,000 and show that to the jury, I was done.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what these young kids don't realize. That I mean, like somebody asked me, you know, like the dude who stole my name, like, man, how you know that he didn't really sell drugs? I said, because if his prosecutor heard him say that he sold 300 keys, that's all the evidence he need.
Mm-hmm.
He can take that to court. So the only person that can say, oh, I sold 300 keys is somebody that's not under investigation.
Yep.
Because if you under investigation,
It will be used as evidence.
it will be used as evidence against you. So
A couple rappers went down for the same shit. You know, shout out to X-Rated. He just got out. But he was rapping about guns in Sacramento and about some things that went down. And the album cover he had, unfortunately, was a gun that was, you know, boom, boom, boom. So it will be used against you if you're
a
really
real
getting,
gun.
Yeah.
He had a real gun.
Yeah, a
not,
real gun.
Not like these other guys with the fake guns,
With the
the
little
fake
super
money.
soaker, yeah. Fake money is the thing that trips me out the most because you could order some fake money and cats is on there showing bags, and even cats are showing money that are really doing shit and getting caught up. And it's like, damn, bro. Like when I was fucking around, I was as silent as possible. I wasn't rapping when I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was just a little fat.
When I was doing mine, I hid.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want nobody to know I was a drug dealer. I was kind of embarrassed to be a drug dealer. You know, it wasn't something that you would just go around and let everybody know. You know, everybody know. I mean, because I almost got kidnapped one time. You know, so it wasn't something that you wanted everybody to know. You know, you don't want everybody to know you're rich.
Nah, we were just talking about it before we came in here. You know, when you hold a certain rank in your city, or when you have, you know, when you're in a certain position, you have to give back, and you have to give back, and it's very political. And it's like almost like human chess. You have to play the right way. And in order,
no doubt,
you know?
doubt.
And so the more that you boast it, if you're really doing shit, then
The more you got to pay.
You're setting yourself up.
Especially if you stay in the hood.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not in the hood, you don't go around the hood, you can do that. But I always looked at it is that if you have everything and nobody else have anything, then you become a target.
Mm-hmm.
You become the person that everybody despise, nobody like, and everybody want to take down. So with me, it did me better to stay looking like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
So my friends never started to feel big me, little you. You know, it was always like the homie.
Yeah.
The homie.
Because if you're in a group of people and you're wearing chains and you got certain things, you're living a certain way, and they're not feeling that way, there's always going to be some animosity. And like someone was preaching me the other day, you can't do shit that everyone. It's hard to say it, but basically you just can't rub it and boast on your crew like that.
Right.
It's going to
no
create
doubt.
some weird tension, and you know the pecking order is going to be all fucked up, and it gets weird. You know what I mean?
No doubt. I remember when I first got home, and it was a rapper, and me and his camera guy was talking, and he was saying, Rick, how do you tell if a dude really got money? I said, well, you look at his lowest dude on his totem pole, and you can look at their shoes, and you look at the first dude's shoes, and then you can tell
If he's eating the same, right?
Yeah, and it was crazy because dude looked down at his shoes, and he looked at his boss's shoes, and then he was like, man, you know that dude just let me run into a pole today. I was running, doing the film, wasn't paying attention. I hit a pole, and he thought it was funny. So it was just like those kind of things come in, resentment come in when you don't really treat your crew the way you treat yourself.
Yeah, I mean it's you could be poisonous by going too big and not bringing your homies with you. That's where the term lonely at the top comes in, because a lot of motherfuckers don't know how to spread the wealth or share the wealth. More importantly,
Be too fucking greedy, man.
give someone an opportunity to rise. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you rocking with me, I'm rocking right now. Besides you doing this grunt work right now, I'm gonna put you in position to do this. You're gonna be able to do this. Here's access to this. If you can't do that,
Well, you
then-
lay it out step by step because you already got the blueprint.
Yep.
You know, once you do it, the blueprint is there, so you know how to climb back up from that blueprint, and that's pretty much, you know, what I mean. I've been out 10 years now, and that's what I'm doing. Follow my same blueprint, but it's a little different The cocaine game was a lot faster.
Coke is way different than the weed game.
Yeah.
Same little bullshit in the background, but way different. I mean, you're dealing with a whole different animal with the Coke.
No doubt. The money's a little faster, but with the weed, you don't have a headache. The penalty is not as
The clientele is a little different too. The clientele, the people buying and selling the Coke has to be a whole different, category of like business savvy gangster. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. You gotta be able to hold your own. Because when the Coke gang, they'll bring your head to you real fast.
Did you get caught up on an indictment, or was it an informant that got you caught up, or was it a conspiracy charge?
It was a conspiracy, but with an informant.
Yeah.
My old supplier set me up. Yeah, he called and told me that he had 700 keys. He needed some help, and I just got out of prison, right? So I really didn't want to get down because I hadn't been out but like a day. He called me the same day I got out. He was trying to set me up the same day I got home, man.
That's cold, bro.
If I would have bit like that immediately, you know how some dudes, as soon as they hit the bricks, they ready to go to work. But me, I had come up with some other plans that I had planned on doing, and I wasn't planning on getting back into the Coke game. So it took him 6 months to trap me up. But when I got to court and we started listening to the tapes and everything, I was like, oh man, this dude set me up the day I got home, man.
The day you got out, his whole mission was to get you. Did you go in? So when you got out, were you in on a Fed charge or was it a state charge?
Both of them was Fed.
Both Fed?
Yeah, both was Fed. My first bit, I should have got a life sentence on my first bit. My first bit, I got lucky because I had cops on my case that was crooked, where they had been stealing money, lying on search warrants, lying in court. You remember the Rampart case?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the Rampart case was the fallout from my case. Like the cops who didn't get indicted, didn't go to jail, well, they went to Rampart and kicked up a whole new regiment. In my case, these guys would go and they would raid, or rob, whichever one you want to call it. I call it robbery. Where they would go to one guy and he might have 30 keys, but they didn't need 30 keys to give him as much time as they could give him. Well, they would take 10 and then bring them to my house and put them on me. So these guys got indicted for doing that.
That's crazy. So police go hit a raid, hit 30 bricks, charge them for 10 to get the time they wanted to give them, then drop the other 20 on you.
Yeah, just like that. They were riding around because, one of the cops flipped on the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
When they got them, one of them started talking. You arrest 35 people, somebody in that 35 is telling. So they had one, his name was Sobo. Sobo said that they were riding around with Kilo in the trunk of the car with my name on it. Like, soon as we see him, this his. Wherever we see him at, we giving it to him.
So they know about you because you were that on back then. It was known that you was doing your thing, but people respected it and people were paid off to know. Like, how did they really know, like, to bring it to you that you were gonna stay solid, you wasn't gonna switch up, like you had it popping like that, or?
Well, the cops got on me because they said people in South Central LA bragged about me too much. I was young, man. I started at 19, so 25, 26 years old in LA, South Central. This is the 80s too, with $1 million in cash. And I'm still staying in the hood. Where houses are still like $50,000 for a house.
Mm-hmm.
The average person back then probably made like $200 a week, $300 a week, and this is the great jobs for the neighborhood. So now you got a young dude that's running around the hood with $1 million cash. And probably making, at that time, I probably was making maybe $40,000, $50,000 a day profit every day. So, I spend money like it was water, and it wasn't a lot of money, but, I would go to the hamburger stand and I'm buying everybody hamburgers,
Mm-hmm.
Go to the pizza parlor, pizza on me today, we doing a motorcycle ride, whoever ain't got a motorcycle, I'm buying them a motorcycle, those type of things. And that made the hood really fall in love with me. And I believe that a lot of the love and respect I get right now is from the stuff I did back then.
It's legendary, bro. And it's public knowledge too that like there's conspiracy theories of the government being in business with you and then taking you down.
No doubt.
And that shit sits with people like myself, you know, and a lot of the young people are coming up like, damn, is that even possible? Is that real? Is it conspiracy theory? Is it real? I believe that shit's completely real. I think that they use
a lot of
us
people.
like,
Well, you can go and check. The CIA even said themselves, if you read their report, they did a report, and in their report, some of the stuff that they did that gave evidence that, if nothing else, they was supplicit. They knew that their army was engaged in selling drugs.
mm-hmm.
Now, did they sanction or not? Nobody ever said they did. We don't have any proof to say that they actually sanctioned. But their job is to stop drugs.
Mm-hmm.
So now, if your job is to stop drugs, you know that your team is selling drugs. You go to the Attorney General and say, you know what? We need to take it off the books. Because on the books it say that if a government agent knows of somebody committing a crime and don't report it, that's a crime itself.
Should be.
So they asked the Attorney General to take that off the books, which the Attorney General did. So what that lets me know is that there had to be some fire there with that smoke. It wasn't just smoke, it was some fire as well. So that makes me to believe that they were involved in trafficking cocaine.
They had to been. I mean, just from the movies you see, what was the movie with the pilot? What was that dude's name? American, what was that shit called? With Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Barney Seals.
Yeah.
Barry Seals.
Barry Seals. Just watching that. You know, the whole shit. Were you I heard that you were supposed to be involved in the show Snowfall.
Nah, they stole my shit.
And they stole your shit and they did it wrong.
Yeah. Nah.
And so, you know, I watched it and they said that, you know, they were supposed to do a conversation with you about kind of leading that project, and then he just went off and did his own thing.
Yeah. We had been talking to John Singleton about shooting my movie. You know, we working on my movie right now.
Good. That was the next question, because
yeah,
it has to happen.
And we thought that John would be the perfect one to direct it. So me and John had about 3 meetings. Matter of fact, he was one of the first people to buy my book. You know.
Damn.
Yeah.
The book that's sitting right here?
Yep. He was one of the first people to buy the book. And all of a sudden, he stopped talking to me.
He just went ghost?
Yeah, so I'm thinking maybe he just don't want to do it for whatever reason, right? So one day, we was up in the Weinstein's office, and we negotiating with them about a TV series. And then they walked out, and they had the Variety newspaper, and they was like, well, man, we can't do your story. John Singleton just got funded. I was like, what? John Singleton got funded for? Yeah, and showed me the article, and I was like, damn, that's some fucked up shit, man. Motherfuckers will eat with you and kick it with you, and then at the same time go out and literally stab you in the back.
And just be gang goofy about it, like you could have got a real story with real guidance on how shit was really going down.
But that tripped me out about how they would rather do a fake story than a real story.
Yeah, because people want real stories. If your name was attached to it, it probably would have done 10 times better.
I think so too. But you know, when you got these goofies who probably don't like the hood, never went to the hood, you know, they do hood stories, but it's not from their perception, it's from what somebody else told them or what they heard. Never first-hand information. When you got those goofies representing the hood, you know what I'm saying? This is who Hollywood believe is the connection to the hood. They believe John Singleton is the connect to the hood, which is totally untrue.
I lost a lot of respect for dude when I seen that. Just because me personally, being someone that Googles and looks at the conspiracy theories and wants to know how things were really going down, and I mean, just a story about the cop you were just telling now, that kind of story needs to be told. If you look at these movies that are based on true stories that have people that are around at the time actually helping the script or being around for the writing of the script or involved in the script or announced as part of the whole play, that shit gets way more interesting. You know it's real.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. But, you know, like we said again, you know, these guys are not from where we from. I mean, you know, as soon as, and I know that me and you didn't stay in contact because you had to switch your numbers, and I know how that goes, but the first thing you said right after we talked, we met, is like, man, I'm going to put something together for me and you to do something. You know what I'm saying? And I knew you meant it. You know what I'm saying? So these other dudes, though, they ain't like that. You know, they ain't like, I mean, you know, like with the rapper, man, who took my name. Ain't no, that dude should have came to me and said, man, I got a job for you so you can get off parole, homie. You know, I'm going to give you like a little lightweight job. You know, I ain't going to kill myself, but I'm going to do something for you so you can get off parole. You know what I'm saying? Maybe get you a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Here, $1,000. Go get you one of them old buckets. You know what I'm saying? But they not like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I got mine, you get yours. And even though you may have helped me get mine, you still got to get yours on your own. But I never seen it like this before. You know, with us, back in the day, you know, hustlers, we like helping a hustler. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To take a fall. Oh, man, you took a fall. You need some help. Get back up. Here's something. Get on your feet, pimp. You know, but now it's like they laugh at you when you down, you know.
They don't even want to appreciate the fact that, you know, at the end of the day, the shit that they're portraying and, you know, supposedly representing is the real ones behind that is not in the best shape of their financial, you know what I'm saying, situation. Like, you go sit down for 10 years after already sitting down. That's fucked up.
20
years. You sat down for a total how long?
Yeah, we did a total of 20. I did a total of 20.
That's
20 years and 3 months. So, you know, I could have used a hand, you know, when I got out. You know, I ain't gonna lie and tell you, when I came home, you know, everything was all Gucci. You know, it wasn't. Shit was fucked up, you know, and but I still had my mentality of coming up. You know, I never lost sight of how I did it, and I know what I did in order to get up. So when I got out, I just went to work, man, and kept grinding and you know, and now here I am, you know, I believe finna get a breakthrough.
What's one of the craziest moments you had at the dope game in the 80s that you might not have shared with somebody, like the height of like your career, or were you dealing with the Colombians or who?
Nicaraguans.
Oh,
Nicaraguans who dealt directly with the because in the 80s the Nicaraguans had the plug because they had the president behind them. Ronald Reagan and George Bush was behind allowing them to use military planes to shoot supplies over to Nicaragua to fight a war, and they used those same planes to bring drugs back.
How'd you first connect with them? Like, how'd you wiggle that? Like, that's a wiggle right there.
Man, it was crazy, man. A school teacher from a skill center hooked me up with the first one, and I just went from one to the other one, man, taking care of my business, hooking them on that money. You know, I know they love that money. So
they appreciate good business too.
Everybody does.
Anyone does. If you're coming through with the bag,
only
you got your bills organized real clean. You feel me? You got your bills organized.
They bought me my first money machine.
That's right.
Because I didn't know what a money machine was. I mean, for me, a money machine for what? I ain't never had $200. You know what I'm saying? What I need with a money machine for? So they bought me my first money machine and showed me how to organize the bills. Oh, put all the heads this way. So absolutely, man.
They ever take you out the country?
No, they asked me, but I didn't want to go. I was like, nah, I like it.
Might not make it back, huh?
I'm gonna stay on my own turf, you know?
Yeah,
they wanted me to bring my money over to Colombia, and I'm like, nah, I like my money here in L.A. You know, I'm probably lucky I didn't go. You know?
Seen what happened to Georgie?
Yeah.
You know? And you know, out of the people that are, like, legendary, like, rest in peace, Ron Newt, he just passed away. But the James Beasley, the Lil D.
That's my man.
Yeah,
James,
you know.
Lil D. Yeah, me and James, we were in Lompoc together.
Okay. Solid dude right there, Frisco.
Lil D, my man from way back. I met Lil D when he was like, D might have been 18 years old when I met D. You know what I'm saying? The first time they pulled up, I've been hearing about him, and one of my partners pulled up and snatched the door open with Lil D, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. A little smaller than I am.
Boss, shout out to Lil D for sure.
And they was telling me how well he was doing, and me and him just hit it off, you know, right then and there, you know. Matter of fact, this week I got a call from Harry this week, man.
Ario?
Yeah. Harry called me this week. I met JB down in Lompoc. We hit it. Mac Dre. Me and Mac Dre was
Shout out to Mac Dre.
that was
Rest
my
in peace to
man,
the legend.
man.
That's
That was
dope.
my man. Yeah.
That's dope. So you was doing time with Dre?
Yeah, me and Dre did time together. You know, I mean, Dre followed me around the yard, man. He was like, man, y'all keep talking. Because that's how he was writing his songs, off of the conversations that the old heads was having. But yeah, man. They used to say his cousin, what was his cousin name, man? His cousin used to say, Mac Dre Rick look like your daddy. But me and Mac was tight, man, when he got out. Matter of fact, he even put me in a couple of songs. Yeah, I'm in a couple of songs I heard on the radio. You know, I was in San Diego when he got killed, and you know, they did some tributes to him because I never heard all of his music, you know, because I was locked up. And when he got killed, they did a tribute, and I got to hear a couple of songs, and one of them he had mentioned me in, or maybe two. But yeah, me and Mac was really good friends. I love that kid. He was wild.
He was wild. He had a lot of creativity, a lot of energy, and he gave the Bay a certain personality that it still has.
Yeah.
You know, he brought a whole nother vibe of just like good party, good vibe music, but he was with the shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a solid individual. Sat down for 10 years.
For nothing. It wasn't even his
he
case.
didn't even do it.
No.
But he wouldn't talk.
No,
And that's hella rare now. Motherfuckers just talking, bro. Motherfuckers out
And
here talking.
that was probably the height of his career too. You know, when he probably would have really blew during the time that he was sitting. But you know, he was in jail working the whole time, and he was always writing.
He did albums over the phone. Like he made good with his time that he was in there. Not saying that was good that he was sitting down, but he made sure he was doing something with his time. He wasn't just sitting there. He was making albums through jail and calling out the punk ass police in Vallejo and doing what he had to do.
Yeah. But that's the difference with young people now, man. They be dead, guilty, and still, you know, telling on everybody, giving everybody up, and just no morals no more, man. It's like you hear him talking about jack the connect, you know what I'm saying? And then once you jack him one time, jack him again.
Like run off on the plug. Like if I found a good plug, I'd make sure I keep my business straight, organized, and keep him around as long as possible. I'm talking about running off on the plug.
Yeah,
like it's
man.
a cool thing. Like I never really respected none of that.
No, that's bullshit.
Was gangbanging big when you started popping off in the 80s?
It was probably at its height, you know. 70s and 80s was at its height. I started low riding, you know, when I got out of high school, when I dropped out of high school, because you know I didn't finish school.
Me neither.
I shouldn't have never been in school, you know. I didn't understand that shit. I was like, what the hell I'm doing here? You know, one of my favorite rap records is that Sugar Delight, you know, like, Daddy, I don't want to go to school, you know, the teacher's a jerk. And that's how I felt, you know, like, what the fuck I'm going to school for, you know? And I understand a little better now that it does have some good points to go to school, you know. We definitely all need to know how to read and write.
For sure.
We all need to know how to do science. But once you become a critical thinker, you know, that trumps everything else. You know, just being a critical thinker. And so often our people are not critical thinkers. You know, they can't think. You know, I mean, I just look at so many, you know, people making dumb moves, you know, like with the dude who took my name. You know, I called that dude, man, when I was in jail. I ran him down from jail. You know, I got I got him on the phone from jail, and I'm hollering at him, you know, trying to spit some game to him. Like, look, man, you ain't got to be me. You could be my homie, and they gonna fuck with you, you know, if you got talent. So I'm telling him, and he was like, man, I'm gonna be doing a concert in a few days. I said, listen, let me give you some boss game. You want to kill the auditorium? I said, when you get on the air, let me call in. And this was a lot of people didn't even know about the federal phone call. You know how I said, this is a call from a federal correctional institution. If you accept, push 5. To reject, push 7. If you don't want to get calls from this person no more, push 9. I said, listen, play that shit over the air. play it over the auditorium. Let everybody in there hear it. And you take the call, and me and you get on there and we chop it up a little bit. Man, that dude changed his phone number, man. I said, man, this dude.
That's wild.
I said, this dude is a real weirdo, you know. And I know he loved me to death, you know. Like I tell people, it's one thing for a woman to name her kid after you. You know what I'm saying? That's like, damn, you thought that much of me?
It's a compliment almost.
Yeah, you didn't name him after the daddy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You named him after the stepdaddy or the godfather. But then when a grown man named himself after you, I mean, that's like to a whole nother level.
Word for word. You know, and you probably hit it on the dot. He's probably a huge fan. He probably respect and
I know he do, but
he just doesn't know how to pay homage possibly. You know
why
what I mean?
not just let him know?
Yeah.
Just say it.
Yeah.
You know, like, man, look, man, this is how I really feel. I mean, Freeway did it. You know, Freeway said, man.
Shout out to Freeway.
Yeah, shout out to Freeway. You know, he said, man, I always looked up to you, man. You was my hero, you know. And I respected that. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, it's plenty of dudes who had a big homie when they was coming up. You know, I had him. You know, I mean, when I was coming up, my big homie is the one got me in the game. So it's perfectly okay to have a big homie. But to not admit it, you know, to me is like you're not admitting it to yourself.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you lying to yourself, and I think that that's the worst thing that a person could do.
Probably would have been easier just to pay homage in a real way and bring some light on what you got going on right now.
No doubt.
While you're out and trying to build something legitimate for the fam and to keep yourself right and be able to enjoy life. Because, 20 years down is a long time to sit somewhere in another man's world. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up.
No, it is. But even at that, you know, I had to use my head to get myself right. You know, I taught myself how to read and write while I was there. And I got good enough reading and writing that I was able to find an issue that got myself out of prison. You know, my lawyer didn't get me out. I got myself out.
Really?
He helped me, though. Don't get it wrong. My lawyer did help me. But I'm the one that found the lines that my lawyer used, because I told him to use them, that eventually freed me to make me a free man today.
Were you supposed to sit down longer than you were?
I had a life sentence without the possibility of parole. I ain't never supposed to got out.
Really?
Yeah, I ain't supposed to be here today. No, I ain't supposed to be here today.
Which means you got to make every moment extra special. They try to take that away from you, bro.
Every moment is special.
Yep.
I don't get mad. You know, I don't get sad. You know, I ain't had a sad day since I've been home. I don't get mad. I try not to be sad. If I get sad, I try to, you know, hey, wake up, you sleep.
You're here, you're out. You know,
Yeah.
Go get some good food.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had it unlocked, though. I bet you that you had, you know, you definitely had some little underground cuisine in
Oh,
the
yeah,
pen
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. Well, you know, you in the joint, a book of stamps to get you a meal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it ain't like here.
Yeah.
You know, even though they got access to the kitchen, you know, they still don't have all the ingredients that we have out here. And I'm vegan, too. So
Were you vegan while you were inside?
yeah, I've been vegan 30 years now.
Wow.
Yep. So
I tried to do it for like 3 months. It's not easy though, bro. That shit.
yeah, but it's worth it, man. Being plant based, you know, is the way to go, man.
Shout out to Styles P. Styles P been on my line about going plant based.
Yeah, you got to, man. Especially you in the herb, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, they go hand in hand.
I'm playing myself, man. It's a Mexican in me, man. That damn carne asada, man, that comes around and you just look at it and you're like, damn. Even Pops, I try to tell Pops, look, I ain't trying to eat none of that bullshit he bringing around. It's there. It's poisonous.
You can't help it.
I can't help it, man. It's fucked up.
They put that season on the cooking and
Man, it smells so good cooking. But really, if you think about it, you could put that season on some vegetables probably.
Absolutely.
And that shit would taste just as
Just
good.
as good. Just as good.
Well,
and you know, that's one of the other things too, you know, about us being in control of ourselves. You know, a lot of times we're in control of ourselves because, believe it or not, the meat packing companies want you to eat meat.
Oh yeah, it's a crazy ass monopoly. They definitely want you to eat meat, just like they want you to drink milk. Which I don't fuck with milk. I seen this vegan page had this chick on there. She was a trippy valley girl. She's like, dairy is scary. And I was like, you know what? I ain't gonna lie, dairy is kind of scary. I eat cheese because they finesse it on you when the plates, but the milk kind of trips me out a little bit. I don't want to drink a cow's milk.
But yeah.
That's what they feed.
I ain't
baby
gonna
kids.
tell you what they say it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's pus.
Yeah, it's pus.
It's straight pus. I don't want a cup of pus in the morning. I'd rather have me a nice bottle of water.
Yeah, when
like,
you think about it, you be like, damn, I put that shit in my mouth.
yeah, pus. It's
And then
bad.
people eat eggs too. Yeah.
Yeah, eggs. I don't really fuck with eggs too much no more. I mean, I might.
That's the chicken abortion.
I know it's a baby.
But the baby ain't there. So,
I know.
So that's like
the chicken abortion. That's, a
that's
good way
like
to
the
put
period.
That's mainly that's that time of the month for sure. That's what it is. It's like chicken blood almost.
So, you know, when people be having us doing things and we do it unconsciously that we never sit down and really thought about why we doing this. You know, like when I was selling cocaine, I never really sat down and thought about what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, do you know you affecting people that absolutely have no choice in the matter? You know, but when I was doing it, I never thought because this lady is taking all of her welfare check, spending it, that her kids was going to go hungry. You know, you don't really look at it like that. But in actuality, that's what's happening. You know, her kids going to suffer so that you can have some rims on your car, or so that you can have a paint job, or so that you can drive a Ferrari, or so you can have a gold change, or a silk shirt, or the latest shoes. This kid went hungry.
Yep.
And
someone got fucked up. I was on coke for maybe like 6 years when I was younger, when I was probably like 18, 19 to 23, 24. That's just dangerous, man. It was dangerous, but I was caught up in that circle and had it around and dibbled and dabbled. Did you ever try it?
I tried it for like 2 weeks, and it made me sick.
Yeah.
Because I was coming from being an athlete, had never drunk, never smoked weed, total novice, no cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? I was pure.
Mm-hmm.
And I went from 0 to 100 real fast. I skipped the weed. You know how they say the weed is the
gateway?
The gateway. I went past the gateway.
Yeah, you rolled right past the gate.
Yeah, I went right over the gate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I missed number 2, missed number 3, and I was with coke. So I'm snorting and smoking Primos.
Primos.
Yeah.
Chewies. We call them Chewies. Yeah.
I went right there, and when I started, I had about an ounce of cocaine, Back then, that was a lot of coke. That was like $9,000 worth of coke. I was like, I'm rich.
I'm rich, bitch.
And then when I finished, when I woke up out of the days I was in, I had like $300-400 left. Sick as a dog, And I told myself, I said, never again. And I never did it again.
Yeah.
And I learned a valuable lesson from that too, is that whenever I tell myself that it's over, it's over.
It's over. I quit coke cold turkey. I quit alcohol cold turkey. And when I went vegan, I quit meat cold turkey. But then I ate meat and dairy, and I bounced back. So I know what it's like just to stop. When I stop something, I stop.
Yeah.
I don't even drink today. I'm cool out drinking. I want to be in control of my situation, my destiny. I don't want to let some courage, that comes from a fucking liquid fuck my shit up. I can't do it.
No doubt.
Did you ever get to play with the crack, or was it just straight?
No, that was crack. I did crack and powder. I started with powder, but when it flipped to crack, LA Times say I'm the first crack millionaire.
Is it true that crack was invented in Oakland?
They say that. I don't know. They was doing it in L.A. when I got started.
It was already rolling, huh?
It was already rolling. Well, when I first started, they was ether basing. Remember what happened with Richard Pryor?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what they was doing when I first started. But they gradually rolled over into the using the baking soda.
Mm-hmm. Crack's crazy. My boy, he said he got a crazy high just whipping up crack. He would cook crack for people because he was just like, just whipping it, bro, gives me this feeling. It brings me back. He's like, I don't sell crack. I don't sell coke no more. It was one of my pimp partners. But he was like, bro, but I'll whip something up for a motherfucker. If I'm there and it needs to be done, he's like, just cooking that motherfucker. I cook that motherfucker so mean. I'm like, damn, bro, what's that? Damn, man.
Oh, no, you get high when you cook it. Well, I used to be cooking in, like, pots like this big.
Whipping.
Yeah, we used to cook like 40, 50 pounds at a time. So, you definitely getting high because, all the fumes is coming up out of the pot.
So he was probably really getting high cooking crack. It wasn't like
for sure.
It wasn't like he just got a rush doing it because it reminds him of back in the... He was probably getting a little high doing it.
Definitely. Definitely you were getting high because coke starts to... Well, you know already. Just like how we do with the pens.
Yep. You extract it. And
at the certain temperature,
yeah,
it starts to make the same thing as burning the weed. So that's really the same thing that was happening when you cook it in a pot. When it gets so hot and it starts to let off the fumes of the... I mean, cause we would cook at like 2 a.m. and then we'd be up all day the next day, and we couldn't understand it.
Yeah, why I can't sleep? I got hella shit on my mind.
So what we did is we started to get the mask to put over our face because we did realize. But then even then, it still goes in your eyes, your pores. That shit is strong.
How hard was it dealing with the 5s and 10s? Like today, banking is fucked up. Like trying to get anything in the bank is fucked up. And when I go places and I'm trying to spend some old 10s or something, people look at me crazy. Like I'm a dirtbag. If I pay a $300 bill with 10s, motherfuckers look at me like I'm a dirtbag.
Where you get that from?
Man, shit. And but I feel that vibe every time I go somewhere. If I pay with 10s or 5s, and I'm trying to just, I get like I'm just a piece of shit, right?
Yeah.
I get the dirtiest look, especially if I'm with my daughter or something. They're looking at me like, this motherfucker, right?
No, he is. Was it D boy?
Was it? Yeah, exactly.
And they probably think you're selling cocaine.
They just don't even. They're not even thinking. They automatically, he's a crack dealer. Or
no doubt.
Was it harder back in the days to wiggle around? Because I know that, and we like selling packs. People might pay you in all 20s and 100s and whittle a good amount of little 10s or 5. But when you're selling rock, it's coming just pop, pop, pop.
Yeah. No, really, back in the day, it was a little easier. The banking laws wasn't as tough.
They weren't on it so much, huh?
No, they wasn't on it so much. Like, you used to could go to the bank and deposit $10,000 in there and it didn't have to report it. Over 10, they would have to report it. Like, now it's like $4,500.
It's $2,000.
Then it went down to $2,000.
One of my banker homies told me, he's like, anytime you put over 2,100, it's like 21 or 2,200, they report it now. They report it a certain way. So everyone thinks 9,999 or 9,000 or 8 racks. Or
well, I knew it was 4,000 because they told me.
2,000.
A
Now
banker
they're playing
told
games.
me. Yeah, a banker told me one time it was 4,500. So, damn, 2,000. But yeah, it was. We got the same stares though, because I would walk in with a stack of 5s, like this big. Like, I ain't spending no 100s and no 20s.
Nah, we ain't spending no 100s.
No, you ain't spending
no 20s.
And then my suppliers, see, what I used to do is dump all the little money on the suppliers. But then they stopped taking, ones and
They don't
5s.
want it no more yet.
Like, man, don't we?
Yeah, clean this shit up, Rick. Come on.
So, I had, one time we had about $400,000-$500,000 in $1 bills, man. They was like everywhere. They was a headache. Like, you go to the gas station, you buy everybody in the gas station gas.
That's what you end up doing. Like, really, like, for real. You end up over tipping, buying things, hooking people up, which, it's the universe working the way it's supposed to work, whatever. Whoever gets blessed.
That's how I used to get all my girls their allowance. They used to get $1 bills. You know what I'm saying? Because I did something else, right? When my people stopped taking ones, I stopped taking them.
Mm-hmm.
So dudes would still bring me ones, and I told them, look, I don't take ones. So I said, okay, you bring them to me, you short. I'm going to just keep the ones, but you still short. So dudes was bringing me $35,000 in $1 bills, and dump them on me. So I hit them back. Oh, you short $35,000. What? I don't count ones, and you can't get them back.
Mm-hmm. That's how you teach them, for real. If you got a problem with it, go find someone else. See who got it.
Yeah. So we had accumulated so many ones that it was crazy. So I would just give all my girls and my mom, everybody $1 bills here. Here your allowance for this week, 4,000 in ones. Yeah,
go have a ball.
So the banker tell my mom, oh, don't bring no more ones in here. You're going to get an investigation. So it was a headache back then as well.
Wish there were strip clubs like there are now back in the days where everyone's just going in and cashing out and buying all their ones. We could have had a little side business where it's like, all right, look, before you go in there and buy any ones from the club, we got them right here for you with a discount. Just
for
take this
$90. Give me
yes,
give me
exactly.
$100 for 90.
Yes, 100 for 90 all day long.
Yeah,
Perfectly
no doubt.
counted. That would have been the move. How many of your friends are still around? Like, they say, oh, drug dealer doesn't exist. That's what they try to say. Like, how many friends from the game, from growing up in L.A., that were around when you were around, some of your guys, your most trusted men that were with you, how many of them are actually still around?
Well, you know, there's quite a few of us, man, that was in our little circle, you know, that's still around. You know, Bo Bennett is out.
Dope.
Little D is out. JB, Little Tommy just got out. And these dudes all had life sentences. J.C. Chapman, all dudes with life sentences. Crookshank. I mean, there was a lot of us, man, at Lompoc, man, maybe like 75, 50 of us that, you know, we all was in kind of like, not really the same circle, but we knew each other.
Well-respected, connected bosses that went down
Right.
for similar charges. I
And
mean,
we
I
were
can
all
only
on the
imagine the
yard.
conversations on the yard. Like,
Oh, man.
man, because it must have been crazy, bro. It's a crazy time. It's history. It's never going to happen again. You're never going to have an epidemic like coke or crack hit, you know, the world like it did, and have, well, there'll probably still be government motherfuckers being corrupt because that's what the government does. But the government was allowing and assisting this shit to hit the hood.
Yeah.
And use, you know.
They opened the floodgates.
Yeah, I feel like they almost use
Using
it as like,
military planes.
yeah, it's almost like, let's see what happens. Let's let them build something, take it, and let's just, you know, I think it was to corrupt and to.
Well, really, they got a double. It was like for them, it was a double-headed sword. They were able to fund the war in Nicaragua
Mm-hmm.
and then lock up the undesirables.
Mm-hmm.
So all the people that you didn't desire,
And bring harm to the community by just providing this and just, you know,
all of that.
wow.
So, you know, we got through it. Quite a few of us home right now. Everybody's trying to make some moves to not only better our lives, but better the life of the community. Because believe it or not, even though I sold crack, I thought I was helping my community.
Well, you were in your own way, though, for real. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're providing and you're helping provide opportunity, I mean, as selfish or as weird as someone may think it sounds, but you are helping your community. I mean, if there's not opportunity and jobs, and if this is what's providing for the families that are living in the community, and
Allowing
if you're
people to eat.
yeah, if you're going and buying burgers and buying pizza, I mean, that really is help.
Yeah,
Shit's fucked up out here.
it is. It's bad. And it's bad right now. You know, the hood is doing terrible. You know, unemployment is skyrocketing, and man, you see so many people homeless. You know, on the streets of L.A. You know, and you see people that you grew up with and people you were in jail with, and they sleeping on the street in cardboard boxing. They ain't showering. It'd be like, wow, man, look how blessed you are.
Man, it's wild. Wow.
To have your sanity, you know, to be able to get out and cope with society the way that you're doing right now.
Are you still in the same neighborhood you grew up in?
I stay about 30 blocks from where I grew up, but I'm still on Figueroa. Yeah, I'm still on Figueroa, man, and love it. You know, I probably won't be there forever. You know, but I'm enjoying the time that I'm there. I feel safe, you know, being there. But you know, I do want to live in a better area.
Are you on parole right now?
No, I've been off parole about 3-4 years. Remember, I just got off parole when I saw you that time.
Okay.
Yeah, because
That's
I couldn't
why-
have went.
yeah.
I couldn't have went to that cup on parole.
Yeah.
They gave me the PO from hell. This dude was trying to violate me so bad, man. This dude was.
That's
like,
sad, man. You already gave him your time. Why are you tripping, bro? Like, leave it alone. You know what I
well, you
mean?
know, some people feel like they the savior. You know, it's their job to punish you, the evil one.
True.
So you know, he was on me like that, and hopefully he see this podcast and let him know. You see, I'm doing good, and that was one of the things why I work so hard, because you know I found out the best revenge is success.
It is the best revenge. For everyone that's ever fucked me in life or tried to play me, I just keep winning, and I keep it, putting my energy into staying legit and staying around and relevant. And then for people that thought they had one up on me, every time I do something that's next level, it is the best revenge. Because, at the end of the day, motherfuckers just want to see you fail. And so
You've been killing it too, man.
Man, I've been working like a motherfucker, bro. I ain't gonna
You've been
lie.
killing it, man.
Appreciate it, brother. The way I look at it is like this. You get a window. And
everybody in the country talk about the cookie man.
Man, the cookie, man. Shit. I'm like William Wallace, man. They telling stories about me. I could have probably been caught up on so many conspiracy cases. It scares me because people lie on my name too. They be like, man, we just got this from Berner. We just got this pack from Berner.
Oh,
like, motherfucker,
certified.
No, you did not, motherfucker. No, you did not. You lying trying to sell a bag somewhere around the world where you at. But yeah, it's crazy. And that's like what I want to kind of dive into next is like back in the days when it was crack, when it was coke, was there people out there doing the same thing to where you had to build a brand, or just you already had a smash because it wasn't really out there like that?
Well, when I started, in LA, it was really new. I mean, they had people that was getting high, but nobody was hustling it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like the first one probably that really started.
So you had that motherfucker, bro. It was.
Oh, I had it on lock, man.
Yeah.
But you know what? I created my competition.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was so fair with my dudes, and I'm this kind of dude, man. I want for my dude what I want for myself. You know, like I want your girl to be just as fine as my girl. I want you to have a car just as nice as mine. I'm hoping you stay right next door to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I be wanting for my dude what I want for myself, but then dudes don't be having that same mentality. They be like, no, I want your position. I want what you got. I want your notoriety.
They want to be the boss. Yeah, they want to be the boss,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, I want all that.
Yeah.
I don't just want for us to go shoulder to shoulder, you know what I'm saying, back to back, because with me, we stronger together than we are separated. And I created my own competition, Once some dudes will get up to $1 million, they become real attractive for everybody, and people want to cut deals with them. So I didn't really capitalize on the brand then.
You didn't need to.
I didn't need to.
You didn't need to. That's the thing right now is like, and the weed game is so saturated, it's so flooded, and everyone's at war. We call it weed war. I'm in a weed war every single day with another company, another brand trying to assassinate character or one up or whatever. So branding is so key and everything. But it must have felt good to have something on Smash where you didn't have to think about it.
Yeah, and then see, when those other guys got into the game, they didn't have no money. I remember nobody had $3,000, man. I remember when I didn't have $3,000. When I thought about buying an ounce of cocaine, I was like, I never gonna get an ounce. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to be working this eighth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I got my first 7, I was like, whoa, I'm balling. And then when I got the half ounce, I was like, oh, it's over. The feds are watching. Duck. Look how, we peeping and like we had 100 keys, you know what I'm saying? And it just kept growing. I just kept putting my money back, putting the money back, and it just kept growing, man, until I was buying quarter pounds and then pounds, and then from a pound to 10 pounds and 30 pounds.
Straight. Kilo life, real brick life.
Man.
What's the most accurate movie out right now about crack, about coke, about the 80s, about the dope game? What's, from what you've seen, if you have had a chance to see, what's the most accurate movie out there right now?
Man, I ain't watching none of that stuff, man.
You haven't seen none of them? New Jack City, none of that?
I saw New Jack City, but it was... Nah, it wasn't us,
Yeah, Yuck Mouth said that was supposed. He said New Jack City was supposed to be about. No, not New Jack City. What was it? The one with Wesley Snipes with the crack. Is it New Jack City?
That's New Jack City with Wesley Snipes.
It is, right? But is it the one with the coke or with Nino Brown?
Nino Brown.
They said that was supposed to be about Felix Mitchell. That's what they were saying.
Yeah,
that's what Yuck said. I don't know if that's true or not, but so you haven't taken the time to watch it, which is good. So
I watch New Jack City, but these new movies, man.
The new movies suck. That's why the first thing I asked is like, man, what's up?
I tried to watch the new Superfly, man. I couldn't.
Oh, that shit! I got 2 minutes into that shit and turned it off.
Me too,
what
man.
The fuck?
I was like, how y'all do Superfly like this, man?
How? That's the number one question.
And what really killed me off, right? They know, man, I've been talking about Superfly, since I've been talking, because that movie really, like, fucked my head up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that movie.
Seeing him with them girls and the way he was
Oh
moving.
my goodness.
Yeah.
And that's how my movie gonna start off, man. You know, like the kid, he only wanted two things. A girl in a car.
Yeah.
That's all he wanted.
Crazy groupie love at the height of the career. You had it cracking?
That's all he wanted, man. He didn't want to create no epidemic.
Yeah.
That wasn't the goal.
Nah, he just wanted that thing and that ride.
That's it, man. So
Who's working on the movie with you?
Reginald Hudlin, Cush, and Kim Harding.
Dope.
We trying to get this script finished up right now, so that we can start shooting. I'm ready to start shooting, man.
Man, hopefully by the time you guys start shooting, some of these plays I've been working on has went through, and I can help drop a bag on that because I want to see the real, the authentic. That's my goal, is to get into film one day, because there's not enough dope-ass movies, especially about the game. I seen a movie called Savages, and it was about like growing weed and cartel and this and that. And I got so depressed because I've been writing a movie called Pax about the weed game. At one point, the weed margins was like you were selling coke. You'd be able to get 50, 100 for a pound, shit like that. And I wrote a movie called Pax. It's like based on a true story about the rise of designer weed in other markets. I seen Savages, and I was like, oh, I got beat. They beat me to the punch, and I went and watched it. I left so happy because it was garbage.
Yeah.
This shit was so fucking fake.
Well, that's something I might be able to help you with, man. You know, I did movies my first 6 years out. That's all I did, going to movie meetings, talking to people. I really messed up because I should have hit with the Netflix lick, but I missed it. My mind wasn't on it like that because my partner, when I got out, I worked at one of my partners. He did independent film where people would literally be calling and begging him to like put their movies out. You know, like independent people go shoot $100,000, $200,000 movie, but they don't have nowhere, especially they were black producers, and they didn't have anywhere to put them out. And he had gotten to a point where he didn't even want to watch your movie if it didn't cost $500,000. You know, like, oh man, it's under $500,000. I don't want to look at it. But me, I'm looking at them. You know, when they come in, I'm checking them.
There's a movie called Licks out of Oakland, and you should check out the trailer or check it out online. But the dude told me what he spent for it, and it's less than what you just mentioned, and that shit looks crisp.
Yeah, what'd he do with it?
Man, he sold it. I think he ended up getting a partnership with Lionsgate or something on it, but it was an indie film, and it made me really open my eyes. Like, man, this dude spent a low amount of money on it, but the passion and the cameras and the technology, you gotta think we're influencers of people. So these kids that parents bought them a red cam, that really want to go to film school, that really want to be in the game, we can give them an opportunity to show their work. So we just gotta
doubt.
You know, I'm really into that, the lower budget stuff to see.
Well, that's what I'm doing now. I'm finna buy some cameras.
Yeah.
You know, and just put some young people. You know, I'm finna take my living room, taking the couches out, and I'm finna put bunk beds in there. And if you want to learn, you going to film school, you want to handle a camera, we're gonna shoot. You ain't got to pay no rent. You ain't got to worry about no food. All you gotta do is shoot, and just start putting content together. You gotta get
the team that you feel trustworthy about to start doing that. The real, you know, besides the movie, but like a show, a series about the whole shit. Do it the right way. Because I watched Snowfall before I really knew what it was. I just seen it was a new show coming out, and then when I was watching, I'm like, what is this about? And I looked into it and I read the details, and that's when I was like, oh, they played my boy.
Well, you know, if I don't know. I was like, well, John, why would you guys want to do a fake story when you know the real?
Why would anyone want to do a fake story when they got the real? The real is so much more interesting. The story, the detail, you know, the coaching of the actors and the way they would talk and move. It just seemed too forced. You know what I mean? It was, you know, great concept. You know what I mean? But y'all didn't really get the right story or the director on how that shit really went down, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it was. But, you know, they going to learn. When mine come out, they going to get to see the numbers.
They're going to be able to see the real.
So they're going to know it was their loss and not mine. You know, just like when dudes used to run off on the pack with me, I'd be like, okay, buddy, I wanted to give you 5 because you my dog.
Yeah, but you got to wear that little baby one. Go ahead. Yeah. Have fun.
Enjoy yourself. I know you're going to jack it.
Yeah, it's going to be gone. And when it's gone, you're going to look around and feel lost. You ain't going to know how to turn it around anyways.
Yeah. So, you know, I just been doing my thing, man, pushing my book. You know, the book has been doing good.
Any plans on fucking with the weed game?
I mess with the weed now.
Nice.
I'm in the weed game.
You got your own brand?
I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to put my brand together. Trying to cut a couple deals today. That's why I was in Orange County, working on a vape pen, some wax, and some shatter. Then after that, I want to go because I'm gonna get a micro license in LA.
You got to, man. I'm gonna follow up with you after this and stay in contact to make sure that you get that and you know how to do. I want to give you the knowledge I've learned from the game.
Oh man, you grow some of the best weed in the world.
I want to make sure that that you get everything you need, any advice, any genetics, whatever you need from cookies, from us. We want to make sure that you succeed and you do your thing and you fucking whoop ass at it.
Because with the license, I get the grow a 22,000 square foot.
You get to grow it, and you should be able, if it's a micro, you should be able to distribute it and possibly even have a storefront and deliver it.
And a storefront.
Yeah.
I get all that.
Yep. Yeah,
So-
Freeway is a dope-ass name. Like, it's just like, I don't know what you're going to call it, but I definitely want to tweak with you on the branding and the name, and any way you need my advice, I'm here, bro. Get that shit cracking for you.
I definitely need you, man. Even not only with that, the artist. I got my artist with me too, man.
I seen outside.
I want to introduce you to him, man.
Yep. Yeah, we need to make that happen. I'm
open.
open.
And he dope. Where he at? Let me get him right fast.
Yeah, go grab him.
He said 1 second. He coming in.
Yeah, he's probably outside dropping game, networking. Steve Lobel's here. He's probably,
Well,
talking to Steve Lobel.
Steve been hollering at me since I got home. He was one of the ones that showed me love. Come on in, man. Meet Berner.
What's up, my brother? Good to meet you.
You heard of the great Berner?
Yes, sir.
It's the great Berner there,
Tell
man.
me a little bit about him too. I'm from the East Coast.
What part of East Coast you from?
Pennsylvania, York, Pennsylvania. It's a small city called York, Pennsylvania. It's in the central area of Pennsylvania. We call it the 717.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy how we met, man. Because I wasn't gonna do no more music, Berner, man. They'd burn me out on music. I'm helping people.
It's a tough game, bro.
And doing stuff for them, and then as soon as you get a little momentum, they jump ship on you. So when my guy brought the youngster to me, I was like, I don't care how young they are, how good they are. I don't really want to, I don't want to fuck with them because they gonna fuck me over. They always do. And me and the kid rode around for a day or so, and I was like, man, you different. You know what I'm saying? I see some differentness in you, and that's how I started working with him. But I be so leery, man, on that music stuff because everybody's so fake. But then with him, his background is so, his dad started.
I come from a musical family. Like my dad, he was the founder of the SOS band. You ever heard of the SOS band? Yeah, they had that single called "Take Your Time, Do It Right." That was that he back. But yeah, so like I come from a musical family, so it's always been.
It's in your blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, it's refreshing to find someone that's good in the music business, like whether it be good energy, good vibe, just because a lot of fake bullshit is out there. It's unfortunate. That's why I really don't be around too much. You
still doing music?
Yeah, hell yeah. I got 33
albums
albums
out.
out.
The day I met you, you had about 40 motherfuckers around you, man.
Yeah, man, I got a...
But you did. You looked over the crowd, you saw him, you was like, man, let him through, man.
Man, bring him here, bring him here.
Yeah, you did do that.
Yeah,
you showed me a lot of love.
With music, it's more of like it's like therapy, it's passion for me. I like to do it because a lot of people aren't telling the stories we tell. I've seen so much shit. I want to tell my homies that aren't here stories. I want to tell my stories, and I want to keep just the good real street music alive. So I still record. I just dropped an album with Mozzie. Shout out to Mozzie. And I got another album to record this week. I knocked my shit like in 3 or 4 days.
Man, we've been trying to get at Mozzie, man. I wanted Mozzie to do something with my guy, man.
Man, look, that's easy. Mozzie respects the game. I'm going to call him when we get out of here. He's going to tap in with you ASAP. That's my brother right there, for sure.
Yeah, I already knew that, too. Yeah, hit a note for my man. He hit a note.
Whoa. Okay, shit, that's right. Yeah, I might need you on El Chivo, man. You know what I mean?
Let's do it. I'll knock a hook out for you. I got you.
Oh, man, he a beast with them hooks.
Yes, sir.
A beast with them hooks. So.
Hell yeah. How old are you, brother?
I'm 19.
Hey, man, you young, you ready to go. You're going to learn from someone that's gamed up on all the bullshit, so you're going to know who's real, who's genuine, who's not. And that's some of the best advice in the industry.
Also, man, I bought you one of my books.
Dope.
That's my autobiography. I wrote that when I was in jail, and I didn't know if I was ever gonna be getting out. So what I did is I said, man, you got to send a letter to the people, let them know what you learned from the dope game, how you feel about it. I mean, that's just my inner thoughts, you know, when you know you in a high rise, 28 stories up, you ain't saw grass in 3 years, you ain't saw a tree in 3 years, you ain't touched a woman in 3 years. This is how you feeling.
This is real shit right here.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna read this book. I've been wanting to read this book, and I'm like very grateful that you brought it for me, because I need to step my reading up anyways. And this is the kind of content that I live for, to hear the real stories. Like I said, what you did, what you were a part of.
Yeah.
No matter what anyone thinks, it's never gonna happen again. It's part of what the world is, and
No
and
doubt.
at the end of the day, like, it's history, and you're a legend for sure, for sure.
Well, I appreciate you, man, taking the time out, and then even after that, you know, doing the interview was like love, but then you like, man, I'm gonna help you with your genetics. I'm gonna help you.
I want to give you the game, bro. There's no one else I'd rather help and game up and tell you what all the hurdles and mistakes that we had to learn the hard way, hands on. Because at the end of the day, bro, you already gave these people 20 years, and if anyone deserves a license to be in the game, it's someone such as yourself. And you know, shit, we're going to make sure this shit rock up for you. Straight up, we're going to rock this shit up the real way.
I appreciate it.
And
I appreciate it.
I want to do a dope-ass clothing collab with you, too. That's what we were speaking about at the High Times Cup, because it feels good to get this good.
Man, your shit's so dope, man.
Yeah, man. Like
you got everybody in LA wearing that shit,
yeah,
man. I'm like, damn, man.
This cookie's right here.
My homies, they don't wear my shirt. I said, man,
We should
y'all don't even wear
do a
mine.
dope-ass collab. If you have any pictures in the archives from back in the 80s or anything that would just be timeless, you know, content, let's do a dope-ass capsule. We'll do something dope. We'll make some bread. We'll break some bread, and we'll put some dope shit out there for the people, too.
I'm with it, man. Let's do that.
Hell yeah.
I need some help.
Come on, man. Hey, look.
And I ain't mad about getting no help.
Man, look, that's... Hey,
bring
bro.
it on. Bring it on,
Look, man, I got some game for you. I'm a Bay
anything
Area
I can
dude.
do, you know, you need me, you know, just holler at me.
Respect. Nah, just being in the presence of, and just the fact you pulled up today and that we had a good conversation when we met. We want to get back and just you know, fuck with the real, man. There ain't too many real people around.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, brother. If you like what you're hearing, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel.